Hello, and welcome to the Profit with Purpose podcast, where we look at different social enterprises across the UK and explore whether they can be doing any more to increase their benefit to our society. In this week's episode, we're going to be looking at Camden Garden Centre and a potential technological innovation that could be implemented into the business in order to push it forward and modernise the enterprise. So, let's start off with some basic knowledge about Camden Garden Centre and how on earth it's a social enterprise. Taken from their website, Camden Garden Centre is a social enterprise in the heart of Camden. It was founded to address the community's problem of increasing unemployment amongst young people by starting a business that allowed them to employ long-term young people as trainees. They offer training schemes and work for these individuals to allow them to gain experience for future employment, whilst also giving them an opportunity to have some qualifications under their belt. Now, some 300 trainees have passed through their scheme, and the business not only employs young people, but also women returning to work, people living with mental health problems, homeless people, and those recovering from drug or alcohol addiction. The Camden Garden Centre is a business wholly owned by a charity, not by individuals, and it acts to reach the aims of the charity, which is offering substantial periods of paid work, experience, and vocational training to those who are disadvantaged within the labour market. Now, despite the success of Camden Garden Centre, there's always room for innovations, particularly those of technological nature. As Zion and Cadol discuss, the modern world is undergoing a period by which there are many technological innovations, with technology driving transformational change within businesses. This is no different for social enterprises. Digitisation allows for social enterprises to develop new solutions for existing social problems. On this topic, I'd like to suggest a way in which Camden Garden Centre could technologically innovate their online platform and mobile app in order to further strengthen their community engagement and generate more profit, which can then be reinvested into their training schemes, making them broader, more specialised, and able to undertake more disadvantaged people than they already do. I'd like to suggest that Camden Garden Centre implements a combination of AI and AR for plant assistance and customers shopping through e-commerce. Alongside this, Camden Garden Centre could then use this AI and AR to create an online learning environment for trainees, giving them flexibility and ability for more trainees to gain experience. Expanding on this idea, they could integrate the use of AI to act as a plant care assistant. Customers that buy plants from Camden Garden Centre could have the opportunity to use AI through this app to enable notifications of plant care. So, for example, a notification of when to water it. Moreover, customers could use augmented reality to picture how Camden Garden Centre's products could look within their homes. Augmented reality, as described by Alexander Gillis, integrates digital information with the user's environment in real time. AR can blend digital and 3D components with an individual's perception of the real world, which can be delivered through a smartphone. Using this may help customers to purchase products online without seeing them in real life. This could therefore help to generate more sales and subsequently more funding for the socially beneficial areas of the enterprise. Additionally, the implementation of an online training platform within their app allows for individuals to have full flexibility and help to reach out to those individuals who may not be able to access the required transport methods needed to attend in-person training. A Knight Frank article discusses how preference for work environments is changing, with the fact that many people are preferring the flexibility of remote work. These elements show how the digitisation of training could further positively impact society and target the social problem of unemployment among disadvantaged people. So the disadvantaged individuals and trainees may experience enhanced learning and career opportunities with flexible access and accessible learning through the innovation of this app. However, it has to be noted that digital access and literacy may be limited amongst this demographic. As a result, Camden Garden Centre would have to consider continuing some in-person mentoring alongside the online schemes. Operators of the social enterprise may experience increased efficiency, expanded customer reach, and improved workforce development with the innovation of the app. However, they may struggle to fully integrate this with existing operations, as well as potentially having negative impacts of data security and privacy, so they therefore need to invest in solid data protection, thus inducing costs. Customers may experience a better experience as a result of the innovation. However, it must not be forgotten that some customers may prefer traditional shopping methods. A further challenge of this innovation is that of the financial aspect. Designing and building an AI-powered platform with AR capabilities and training modules will require significant investment, with costs including designers and AI specialists. Camden Garden Centre may be able to combat this through seeking grants and funding through government programmes and sustainability initiatives. The app will also require ongoing maintenance and upgrades, which would induce costs, which would mean they'd need to seek further funding or perhaps look for partnerships with tech companies in order to potentially solve this issue. There are also technological challenges that could be faced through implementation. This could include the complexity of AI and AR integration, along with potential adoption barriers. The Garden Centre may have to collaborate with agricultural scientists to ensure that the AI plant assistant is trained properly, as well as slowly introducing the AR into the app to try and limit adoption barriers. It should further be noted that there may be some resistance to change if the enterprise decides to undertake such innovation on their app. It's crucial that they have sufficient change management, as discussed on the LinkedIn post, Navigating Digital Transformation. It would ensure that change is effectively adopted by employees and stakeholders, with all factors previously discussed being taken into consideration so that there are limited issues throughout implementation. So concluding this week's episode, digitisation is the way forward, and this innovation of their app will help to drive Camden Garden Centre, ensuring that they reach their full potential within society. However, impacts of stakeholders need to be fully considered, and change management should be in place for it to be a smooth transition. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Profit with Purpose. Catch us next week with a new episode looking at Cornwall's top social enterprises. Until then, it's goodbye from me. Bye!